cast, lovely. If there's anything over there. A bit more clarity there. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, there's a bite. Yeah, got one. Got one. Feels good too. Let's try and get this fish in then. Got to keep his head up. And keep winding. Yeah, you're bad. There, a bit more clarity out there, right? Now we've got to do the hard bit. Landing this fish. I'm going to get the net through it. Oh, it won't be great, Philby. But we have one. Oh, that was a mess, wasn't it? There we go. Nice barrel and wrasse on the Lugger Ned. Let's throw him back in there because he's not very far and he'll be alright. And he just sat down there, he's turned around and gone. Alright, we've just caught one on the Lugger Ned. I was hoping to do a picture with the lure in its mouth, but I mean you can plainly see me casting it out. But I do like to, if I'm talking about a new lure, I do like to show it in the fish's mouth alongside the fish. I could have run up and got another one, but I wanted to get the fish back in, and I've ended up further down in the water now, down on the bank or rocks, which I wasn't going to do, but my net's been playing up, so I had no choice. And since we caught the wrasse, the clarity has disappeared, which is typical. So the wrasse we had, we cast over there, the water was clear, all this is coloured up. Cast over there, nice little bite, waited, line tightening, tap tap, he's on the end. So we'll see if there's any more over that way. We'll cast the Lugger Ned around a little bit more, yeah, and then we'll try one of the other two lures that he put in the packet for me. So, yes, I agree, Lugger Neds work. If I had a better day and was fishing a more productive spot, I think I'd fish their heads off from. Well, that was hell of a bite from that wrasse and a fight, so all the flapping down there, it's come off. We're lucky to get fishing today, really, because the easterly breeze has stirred things right up that side. I'm not so confident now that we've got this milkiness in the water. I mean, black is not a bad colour. My favourite colour when it's like that is a laminate pink sort of colour, or solid pink colour. Just for me, it works. It's not too bright that it looks odd, but it's bright enough that it stands out in sort of milky water. But the object of the day isn't to catch on that sort of thing. You might get lucky and the clarity might come back in a minute. We'll try further out if it doesn't. See if there's a bit more clarity out there now. There seems to be this little pocket here where the tide is ripping along the outside of this, what used to be an oil jetty, I think, or something like that. And it's not so severe here, but it's dragging some sediment here with it, whereas deeper water out there, it's holding it better. We'll try a cast further out of deep water, because I was a fair way away from the structure when I got that for a cast. When I hit that fish, I go right down the bottom. The rod did it, but really it was a little undergunned. I'd prefer, this is rated at 24 grams. Yeah, 6 to, oh, there's a bite. Oh, I missed it. Didn't feel like a wrasse, mind. I could sell myself with that. 6 to 24 grams. It's a Grappler by Pure Lure, a company on AliExpress. Yeah, I'll probably need the next version up, or an uprated blank. Oh, here, yeah, got another one. There we go. This don't feel so big, but we got one. So these lures certainly work. I wasn't doing a lot with that lure at the time, was I? It's only a little one, this one. We'll hand line this one up. But we got one. No, we won't, and that's it. There we go. They're not big, but they're proof that the lure works, and because of the size you catch little beauties like that as well. So he's only tiny, this one, but if I film well, make sure we are filming, yes we are, you can clearly see the Ned this time, the Lugger Ned. So it's caught me 2 fish so far, so put it in a good area and the fish like it. Another little wrasse to the Lugger Ned. I've lost me pliers. Basically the butt section screw bit of my landing net has come off somewhere and my pliers have dropped out somewhere. So here's your bait, the Lugger Ned by Pirate Lures. Yep, loving it, Damien, catching me fish here. They might not be the biggest, but they'll work. And the key to it, I guess, the colours really helping. The slim profile is a good thing. I like slim profile lures for wrasse. I've only got a small mouth. I don't have to, but I do. I wouldn't mind a size up in it. Say a 4 or 5 inch version of this as well. If I was fishing around areas with really big wrasse, but this size lure catches big wrasse. So I think it's 30 inches, 3 inches. Nothing like 30 inches, is it? Daft bugger. Kind of tired today. And the ribs are helping there, but you can see that ball on the end, a bit like some other ball tail shads and things like that you see. It makes this tail pendulum a bit more, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. It's probably not, but if you see what I mean, that little bit of extra mass on the end is making it move around a bit. So when you add a little bit of action, it adds more to what you're adding, and that's doing the trick. Right, so fish ain't here at the minute, they're all out there, so let's keep going out that way. Well, it's only a little one, but I mean, it's the joy of a bait caster. You can be really accurate with your casting. And they do cast good distances. I mean, it's flat calm here today, so, but there must be a big one out there. This is a 100 size bait caster. It's not a fast retrieve, but it does give me a bit more power. The rod feels a little undergun for wrassing to me. I would have felt a little tap then actually. I bought it for bassing, and I think I might have to up it a bit. It's doing it, it'll do it. If I hooked a big one I'll still get it in, but there's degrees of comfort and proficiency with it. So we've had 2. And you can see the cloudy water, so the black lure is working in the cloudy water. We're just finding an area where they're at the moment. Let's stand a bit straighter. You might find they're in here now. Coming off the structure there onto the structure here to feed as the tide comes up, I would guess. Sorry about the film, I don't know how good it's going to be. Some serious editing with me floundering around the rocks. But both fish are going back okay. I said Damien Fryer down in Cornwall he was involved in the development. Has some real stonkers 4 or 5 pound wrasse. Let's keep casting around that structure and see what happens. I'll finish the retriever in there. Wrasse can be very inquisitive. I've seen them when in dead clear water, and I've seen them follow a lure for quite a way, and then you stop and they'll stare at it, and they can stare at it for a minute and do nothing, and then all of a sudden they'll decide they're having it or not. And your weight is, and against your bead is making the noise you want. That's why I use a metal bead, or in this case I've got a glass bead on there. Especially with this sort of clarity, you want a bit of noise there, a bit more noise. And the glass against the lead, or the metal against the lead, seems to really do the job. Right, let's try over that area of structure. Not quite as close to it that time. timid cast that probably close enough to convince a wrasse to have a go. Oh, if I had one straight away there, it must be in a pocket of weed or something. I'll make sure it's on the deck. There, I just felt it land on the deck again. So the rod's quite sensitive. The braid on. The braid's doing the job. This is a new braid. I'll tell you about that at the end of this retrieve. It's 18 pounds, or as we come in now, because I'm not expecting to bite halfway in. If I was getting a bite, I was more expecting it further out there. But you never know what bit of rock or something's out there you don't know about that a lone fish is, or a small group of fish are on. Yeah, the braid is 18 pound, Solo King. I think it's called. I got one. I thought I felt one on the drop there. It's not huge again. I think it's only small, but I felt a tap and then the lead tap. There we go. Another little wrasse. Not massive, but you know, you got to take what you get. Lively. There he is. In the net. I'll give a film in his there. See, I'm having difficulty. Where's the net? Another little wrasse, about the same size, maybe a tad bigger than the last one. Not as big as the first one we had. But I'm enjoying it. Back at my fishing. Let's keep them closer to the deck. Like small bass, they're wriggly little devils. There we go. Let's just little. Oh, he's all right. It's fine. It's not too far. I wouldn't throw them from great heights. Straight into the rocks. Yeah, I'll put a link up to the braid I'm using. You can see he's had a chew on there. I've had 3 fish on that now. They have sharp teeth, so I'm not perturbed by that. I'd expect that on most wrasse baits to show some damage now, but it's okay. You could just chop that bit off and leave it, but I'll leave it on there because there's still some life in it. You know, there's only one sort of lure that doesn't really get chomped by wrasse, and that's Z-Man lures, and they're great lures, but you know, I like to use different things. Sometimes they don't work. There are lots of other lures that I think are better profiles on things than Z-Man. If all lures were made in the elastic, then great. But as you can see, I've caught 3 fish, and the smaller ones, like we have had, are more likely to chomp them. It sounds silly, doesn't it? But it's a bit like a baby's teeth. They're needle sharp, and they nip at them as well, like a baby does if it gets upset with you when it's teething, or a young dog. Whereas the bigger ones engulf the whole bait more, goes past their teeth. Their initial stun, they might use their teeth, but then they're wolfing it back then. So they're on a bit of sport, aren't we? I'm enjoying this. I did say I would put different bait on her, because in the packet came a craw and a Senko. I will try the Senko first, and then we'll try the craw to see if that will pull out a bigger one here, maybe along the edge here somewhere. And we've got a video and we've got some evidence of baits working. Well, the first fish probably a couple of pounds, and those last 2, you're talking ounces, aren't we? But a fish is a fish. Let's change leg. And on a rubbish day, I've managed to get in, tuck in somewhere and catch some fish, so I mustn't complain. Not for the want of sun. It's a beautiful day anyway. It's too warm right now. It's going to rain in a bit now. Probably heavy downpours, I think they predicted. They're coming in tight now. You just got to make sure you're always recontacting the bottom, and I can feel that. I can feel that weight dump on the deck. What I felt with that last one was that fish hit the lure on the drop. It hit the lure, I felt a tap, and I thought, that was a bit more than the lead. The lead is more of a thud hitting the deck. So I felt the tap, and then I felt the thump of the lead, and then I thought my line's tightening, and I hit the fish. he was on, he pretty much hooked himself. So what's happening there is the weight's separating from the bait as it sinks, and they're hitting, all the weight's plummeting, it's leaving the bait behind it a bit, which must have given him time to hit that. Alright, where's that Senko? Now we might find we get chomped here because there are a lot of small fish and this is a longer bait. So this was more, I will put the specs up, but I'd say that's about 100mm long, so 4 inches I think, something like that. So if you haven't seen me do it before, we've got what we call a Texas rig here. We've got a weight sliding on the line. So all come from Japan, this. We've got a glass bead here. It seems to have stuck to it for the minute. Those two will clang together, hopefully, and make a racket. This is fluorocarbon, which is attached to braid. What we're doing is, we have what they call an EWG hook. So it's got an angle here and a wide gate before it sweeps back around. And what you do is Texas rig these. Can you hear that music? Somebody playing a banjo for some reason. Anyway, we're going to push this straight in the top for about that sort of distance. Pull it out of the bottom. Turn it around and push it up over there. See where I've got to? And we're going to lay our bait alongside the hook and mark there where it comes to. Tap it in through. And all you're going to do, the important bit, is pull the plastic towards the eye of the hook and drop it over the point, and just do it until you're confident. And that is Texposing. So this is a Texas rig. We have Texas rigged it, and then the last little bit is what they call Texposing. There we go, we can chuck it in plastic there, and that just makes it reedless. So I reckon that's going to slay. Let's make sure I get the camera on and filming, and I'm going to throw it out to that structure. Oh Christ, nearly landed on it. Right, that should get me a fish instantly. So it's right next to the structure, and I imagine there's a few fish there. That's where I caught the first fish from. Normally they're a show fish in the larger sizes because they spawn. Oh, I'm getting a bit of backache. Could arch my back the other way. Come on, fishies. So with sort of sticky baits like we fished before, the Ned and the Senko, you're looking to shake them in place. You can just draw them and, oh, I think I just had a bite as I pulled away there. You can just draw them along the bottom if you want, or you can just hop them. But they've got no real appendages, so there's nothing you need to get to swim, if you know what I mean. I'm sure they're going to work. I mean, one of my favourite lures is a Senko. This is a slimmer Senko with a pointier tail, so that will probably move better, which is what you want. This swell and everything, you just leave it like it is there now. That swell will be moving it around. Oh. So far, I have to go back out that way again. Watch way over there. Surprised I haven't picked something up along here. I normally pick a decent sized one along here. I'll have a little cast in there with a craw or something. The craw they give me. Let's show you the packet. So here you go. I think it was 8 you get in a packet, and they've chucked in a craw and this Senko that I'm using as well, by Pirate Lures. Good little baits, working well. I mean, I like a lure that will catch all sizes of fish. That's why I like Neds so much anyway, initially. I wouldn't say I'm known for it, but I've done videos on it. I haven't really seen a lot of other videos about fishing with Neds for wrasse, but people do. Not saying I was the first by any means. Maybe first to consciously make a video about fishing with Neds then. And I like them because they're compact little baits. They look like some sort of worm, whatever shape they are, form they are. These are sort of the Lugger Neds are sort of new concept, to be honest. Not really close enough there, or maybe I will. And yeah, they catch fish of all sizes, and where I'm fishing here, there aren't always big fish. There are some big fish, but there's a lot of smaller fish, and it can be difficult wrasse fishing some days. They you know, the big girls aren't out playing. Big boys, I don't know which way it works. I think it's big girls normally, isn't it? And it's demoralizing. You can get one bite, you can mess that up, and you're going home with nothing. But if you downsize, you'll still catch those big fish, and you'll catch the smaller ones too, so you'll get some sport like I am here. But generally, the bigger the bait you use, the bigger the fish you will catch. You know, big fish do like a big meal. Oh, there's one. Oh, I missed him. And we got a first bite in close there. I was hardly doing anything, so kind of proves what I said about the tail moving in the swell. It still takes exposed. There's a bit too much, I think. Yeah, it's a bit too deep. So if you're worried about putting this over, I can see little tooth marks all over it where it's been bitten by that wrasse. The fish will do this. They jump on it and expose the hook point. Unfortunately today I actually got a barb. I never fish barbs normally, because they do a little bit more damage to the fish, and plus they're harder to get out. It's controversial whether they do more damage or not, because they don't move around as much, and maybe they don't make such a big hole, but that's a discussion in the carp sort of feeds I've seen over the years. But you're on the rocks, you want to get the hook out as easy as quickly for the fish so you can return the fish as well. So that's why I normally do it, but like I say, I've lost my pliers today, so. You'd think we were in Italy. There again. Oh God, I couldn't have got tight to the structure there, could I? That's got to be worth a bite. It deserves a bite, that cast. He's sitting around that or under it. Come on. There's a bite. Yeah, I had a thump then. Yeah, we got him. Oh, this feels like a nice one again. Same sort of area as that first one we had. Don't feel huge, but it's a good one. You see the bend is putting in the rod. The rod is coping. Yeah, we're having a few here. This is on the Senko, just in case it comes off. He's not big, but he's a little bit bigger than the others. He's a reasonable one. You'll see him down there. Yeah, he's alright. He'll do. Seems to be some bigger fish out there. Oh, so your baits are doing me good, pirate. Oh, look at this one. There we go. Very nice. Bit of filming done. There we are. Little pirate lures Senko. Nice little brown fish. Beautiful wrasse. And a short drop, so in he goes. Yeah. Alright, we'll chuck some more out there then, before going with the craw. Once again, this is the one that's doing the damage this time. This is a lovely little length and slender lure. Once again, I wouldn't mind one a little bit bigger. Again, for big wrasse. There's a big wrasse bait, but probably, you know, the commercial side of things, probably better off just selling these, because the expense of a mould, bigger mould and whatnot. They catch. They're a reasonable fish, that one. A little sit down after a nice little session, or so on the rocks fishing for wrasse with the pirate lures, Lugger Neds. There's a few missing. I caught a few fish on them, lost a few to snags, but they did the job. If I bring them in a bit closer, you have a good look at them. I have done an unboxing video on these. You see they got a little ball on the end, and they're like a ribbed sort of Senko. They're 3 inches long. They do them in other colours. This is black, and it's done the business today. There was also a crawbait, black crawbait, they popped in, but unfortunately I lost that to a snag before I got a fish. And there was a nice slim long, which you can see in the unboxing video, a Senko as well that they do. And that did catch a wrasse, a nice wrasse. So, you know, they all work. I did get a bite, excuse me, when I scratched my ear, on the craw as well. But yeah, quite impressed with these. You can switch ends with them. If one end gets a bit tattered from being pulled out by wrasse, you can flip it around and hook your, start your hook process in the other end. The ball on the end really makes their tails pendulum about or flap about, vibrate, and it enhances whatever you put into it. Well, that's what it appears to be doing to me. So I'll talk about that in the video anyway, I think I do, but just in case I didn't, I'll put it in here as well. So grab yourself some pirate lures, Lugger Neds. I'm not sponsored, I have no affiliate links. They did give me a free craw and a free Senko though, so I don't know whether that's paid promotion, but I think they might do that to several people when you're trying to get your products out there. Damien Fryer from Coastal Lure Fishing, I think I got that right, Damien, hopefully I have, was involved in the development, and he's come out with a cracking little bait here. I wouldn't mind a bigger size, for when I'm specifically targeting bigger wrasse, but Damien's been catching 4 or 5 pound wrasse on this. I think he had a 6 pound wrasse on maybe one of these baits, I don't know, but if you look him up, Coastal Lure Fishing on Facebook, you'll see some of the fish he's been having. So as far as I'm concerned, great bait. Very happy in the product. Lost count how many fish I had, probably 4 or 5. Some small ones and some reasonable size, a couple of reasonable size ones on a hard day, to be honest. This easterly wind there has kind of ruined it, but it's alright now the tide's higher, but when the wind is from the east, the fish bite least, so they say. So please like and subscribe to Constant Angler.